This is the William Experiment Podcast. My name is William, a man with a microphone discussing things on Earth and beyond. There are many fascinating things on Earth and the universe, and I'll be discussing a lot of both in this podcast. One thing interesting on Earth, and I guess you could say the universe as well, is UFOs. UFO stands for Unidentified Flying Object, and the UFO phrase was coined by a man named Edward Ruppelt, the head of Project Blue Book. Now, Project Blue Book was the code name for the secret study of UFOs by the U.S. Air Force from March 1952 to December 1969 when it was terminated. So the study of UFOs has been going on for a long time. There's been reports of UFOs, strange lights in the sky, alien abductions all throughout history. All the way back since 218 BC in Egypt, strange lights in the sky. 1440 BC, Rome, disc-shaped objects in the sky. 1890s in the USA, strange lights in the sky. A lot of people's heard about the 1947 UFO that crashed in New Mexico, and the Air Force claimed it was a weather balloon. Some people believe it was a UFO, and it's being kept in Area 51. Plus, in Zimbabwe, there was an entire school full of children that saw a huge alien spacecraft in the sky. But there was a guy named Bob Lazar. He worked at a place called Area S4. It's about 15 miles from Area 51, but it's still part of Area 51. Now, he says that he worked out there an alien craft that had technology that no one on Earth had. Like there was this transparent archway that you could see through, and then the ship was able to manipulate gravity. He said he worked on that ship, and then he saw 9 other ships, different shapes. He got fired because he's working at this top secret military base, and so he's being looked over and watched. And his phone's tapped, and the base learns that his wife is having an affair, so they stop calling him in. So he gets kind of like, what the hell's going on? So he gathers up some friends, and they start going out to the desert and watching these flights happen late at night of this alien craft, and they get caught. Whoever's in charge of Area S4 or Area 51, wherever this guy worked at, tried to erase basically his history, his no records of the schools he went to, some of the jobs that he had. They have no record of him. But if he goes back to the places, he knows the hallway, he knows the people, he knows the way to get around in the buildings. He knows what access he can have, what access he can have. So somebody tried to basically erase this guy's life because he worked on this alien spacecraft and got fired from it and showed some friends, and then he told a reporter, and you should look up the story Bob Lazar. That's a very interesting UFO twist story. It makes you wonder. It's like, what the hell? Whoa. But yeah, and even now the Pentagon has also released footage of these objects that these Air Force pilots are seeing. They're about 40 feet long, and apparently they look like Tic Tacs, and they too can manipulate gravity. On the radar, there's no fumes from the engines, and the way it takes off on the radar and it just zips away, airplanes aren't designed to do that, can't do that. So there's some weird stuff going on out in the ocean too. So are we being watched or what? Each year, thousands of reports of strange sightings, lights in the sky, UFO alien abductions happen, and I have to ask myself, are all these reports fake? Are all these reports bullshit? I would almost say no, but the majority of them are just a bunch of horseshit people looking for attention, I guess. I don't know, but these reports are real about aliens coming down, abducting people, cattle mutilations. That's some serious shit. Makes me want to stay out of their way. But I'm like Fox Mulder. I want to believe. My name is William, and this is the William Experience Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to me ramble on about UFOs and strange lights and aliens, and please don't forget to follow and subscribe. That really matters, that really counts, that brings sponsors and revenue to this site, to this channel, to this podcast. And when that happens, I can bring even more kick-ass content to you folks. Look for even more episodes of the William Experience podcast, where I discuss strange places and rock and roll music. My name is William, and this is the William Experience podcast.